everybody, and welcome back to Sweet and Sour Soccer, and I hope you're having a great bank holiday weekend. I am still in shock from the results from yesterday. Just one team in the top 8 getting the victory. I don't know what's happening. Everyone's treating promotion like it's some STD or something. Nobody seems to want to get the victory. No one wants to seem to get promotion. Apart from Luton, of course. I guess if you're a Luton fan, you're waking up very happy. There'll be quite a few fan bases that aren't feeling too happy in that top half of the table, of course, this morning. But only 3 days between one fixtures to the next. That's the great thing about the Championship. So it'll soon be forgotten about. Guys, just a quick thank you. My last video reached 1K, the last Championship predictions. So massive thank you for that. And as always, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here. And let's waste no more time. Let's jump into these fixtures. And we start off with Middlesbrough taking on Huddersfield Town in what is a massive, massive game. Middlesbrough, no win in 3. What are you guys doing? Come on, you're supposed to want to get promoted. Huddersfield Town, maybe a little bit disappointed. A 2-2 draw with QPR, which earlier on in the season wouldn't have been a bad result. But of course, before that, QPR had lost 5, 6 maybe on the bounce. I think it was 5. Really not in good form, QPR. This is going to be a really good game, I think. And it really could go either way. I fancy both teams to score. I think I am going to give it to the home team, though, and that goes against their current form, but I feel they will pull something off. They need to. 2-1 victory to Middlesbrough. Coventry taking on Bournemouth, and Coventry fans must be absolutely ecstatic, now only sitting 3 points off the playoffs after back-to-back wins, and that dream is very much on. And they come up against a Bournemouth team that has not won in 3, yet a bit like Middlesbrough, not won in 3, and it's one of those where they really need to start picking up points. So obviously, Luton did them a favour getting the win over Forest, but things could have been looking very differently if results had gone against them. This is going to be a hard game, though. Coventry are in form. They're going to be quite buzzing after the last couple of results. And I do think the points will be shared. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this fixture. Coming on to Barnsley versus Peterborough now, and Peterborough pulling off a massive win. Barnsley getting a point. But after what Reading did now, it looks almost impossible that either of these teams will be playing in the Championship next year. And it might be a bit of a battle for who doesn't finish bottom. So maybe something to play for, maybe a bit of pride. It's going to be a good game, this. I think both teams will attack. I think it'll both want in that win, just in case the really small hope that Reading, I don't know, go and lose the next 4 and Barnsley or Peterborough pick up 12 points of their last 4 fixtures. I think it's going to end in a draw, though. I'm going to give it as a 2-2 draw in this one. I think there will be goals. And talking about another team facing the prospect of relegation, Derby County. They went and pulled off that massive win against Fulham. But once again, as I said previously, just Reading pulling off a win too. 9 points is the gap. Reading only need 4 points from the last 4 to ensure safety. And that's presuming that Derby get a full record or 12 as well. QPR really are in bad form. I mean, at least you didn't lose the last one, but it's not looking very good at the moment for QPR. Things have really took a downward spiral in the last probably 10 fixtures, really. And this is going to be a hard fixture for both teams. And I think I'm going to go for another draw. I'm picking a lot of draws today, but to be fair, I think 5 of the 12 in the last game week just gone were draws, so you can't blame me too much. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one. I think Derby have a lot to play for, and I don't think they'll go down without some kind of fight. We come on to Reading versus Swansea. I've spoke a bit about Reading already, but both teams are in excellent form. Swansea fans might be a bit gutted that they only managed to pull off a draw in the last game. I do feel if they had won that, maybe the talks of playoffs would have been very much amplified. I'd probably feel like Swansea now need a near perfect record to even have any hope. And they're coming up against the Reading team in very good form. But I am going to give it to the away team in this one. I think Swansea will pull off a big performance. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory in this fixture. Blackburn coming on against Stoke City. And Blackburn fans, I bet you're absolutely gutted. I bet when Brereton Diaz scored in the 77th minute, you felt that the points were sealed, only then to go and concede 2 late goals to, obviously, Peterborough. Stoke City having a defeat to Bristol City. Their season has spiraled a bit out of control, Stoke. And Blackburn being the home team, I think they really need a win, don't they? And I'm going to give Blackburn the win. They've started scoring again, so that is one positive. I think they'll do it on a narrow 1-0 victory in this fixture. Blackpool taking on Birmingham City is our next fixture. And of course, last time out, Birmingham were the victors when these guys went head-to-head last. A 1-0 win for Birmingham City. They're both not in the greatest of form, but this is one of these fixtures, isn't it? They've just got to go out there, just enjoy playing, really. Both going to be playing in the Championship next season. And I'm going to go for the reverse of the prior fixture. Birmingham won it 1-0 last time out. I think Blackpool will go and do the same to them at home. 1-0 to Blackpool is my prediction. Coming on to Cardiff City, taking on Luton Town. And Luton fans, you must be absolutely ecstatic. Of course, you didn't do it the easy way. You got a player sent off. Forest went on then, hitting the bar, hitting the post, having some really good chances, but they didn't take them, and that is the important thing. And potential history is on the cards, of course, if Luton Town go up. The first team ever to drop from the Premier League to non-league, all the way back up. And what's astonishing is they've even got some players that they had in non-league. But of course, that red card won't help them. The paper-thin squad, let's be honest, it's not a massively bulked up squad already with defensive issues. Could this cause trouble against Cardiff? I think Luton are on too much of a roll, to be honest. I think both teams score, but I'm going to give it a 2-1 Luton Town win, and they'll keep their playoff dreams and Premier League dreams alive. Coming on to Millwall versus Hull, and the joke is now gone of me saying whatever Millwall do, they end up doing the opposite, of course, because that didn't happen last time out. So I'm going to predict Millwall versus Hull, seriously. And to be honest, in this fixture, I think Millwall have got this at home. I think Millwall, very strong team at home. I think they'll get a nice 2-0 win against Hull in this fixture. We come on to Bristol City, taking on Sheffield United now. And Sheffield United, 90th minute goal. That must have felt like a big point, even if it was against Reading, something to celebrate. And then Reading went and scored in the 92nd minute. It was really, it was interesting scenes, put it that way. Sheffield United actually had over, I think, 70% possession or around 70% possession in that fixture. They really did dominate it, but at the end of the day, it only matters what is on the board points-wise. Taking on Bristol City, Sheffield United really need the win in this one. And I think, looking at Bristol City's defensive record, how many goals they've shipped, I think Sheffield United do get the win. I'm going to go 2-0. I'm going to go a 2-0 away win and a much-needed win for, obviously, Sheffield United. Coming on to Forest now versus West Brom, and Forest will feel that an opportunity was dropped. They had more possession. They had some big chances towards the end of the game. But the important thing is they couldn't get that goal against Luton. West Brom, Steve Bruce coming out with some massive comments this week, saying the squad needs a mix-up, kind of pleading with the owners that he wants to stay on, feels he can do something there, but he says the squad would need massive change. He also alluded to the fact that not a lot of them are living even in the Midlands area. I think the goalkeeper, for example, actually lives down Brighton, and he says that is simply not good enough. So if he does stay, expect massive change at West Brom coming up in the summer, providing he's backed by the owners. But they're coming up against the Forest team, but at home are going to want to amend that loss to Luton. And I think Forest will. I think Forest will get the victory. It'll be a well-contested game, but I think Forest get the win, and I'm going to go for 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. Coming on to Fulham versus Preston, I think this might be our last prediction to make. And Fulham, I guess the promotion party was held back. Obviously, Derby getting the win against you guys. I suppose it's nice that it might happen at home now, but coming up against the Preston team. But on no pushover lately, unbeaten in the last 3. It's not going to be a walkover. It certainly isn't. I think Preston do get a goal, but I think Fulham, I think you will have your promotion party on Monday. I think you will welcome yourselves back to the Premier League officially. And I am going to go for a 3-1 performance. I think you'll put on a bit of a show. Guys, let me know your thoughts on my predictions. As I said at the start of the video, let me know your 1 to 6 as well, because I bet there's going to be some really different predictions for that. And as usual, please help us out. Hit that like button, hit subscribe. Also, I'll be back for the next week's fixtures as always, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.